Yes, guys, back with another podcast, Winning at Life podcast, that is. This is another solo one, and today I'm going to be giving you three, maybe a bonus myth of absolute myths that need to die with fat loss in 2025. The first one is actually going to be that building muscle or weight training makes you look bulkier. Now, I've even heard lads say, I don't want to get too big. Now, in my opinion, I believe that's a self-belief issue that, okay, you're scared of, in the end, not looking big enough. So you're already kind of defeating that object of saying, oh, I don't want to get too big. You won't get too big, bro. You definitely won't. I've been trying for 10 years and it doesn't happen like that. But weight training is going to help you as a man so much in terms of testosterone, in terms of your confidence, in terms of the way you look, of course. You can do tons of cardio and you will just look like I say, smaller version of your fat self, if you like. Whereas weight training is going to give you that shape. Whether you're massive or not, I can promise you, as a lad, you're not going to get massive of a few months of weight training. It's actually going to improve your life tenfold. But as a female, more so, these are the girls, you're the main people that do say it. You are not going to get bulkier from weight training. This is like how you get the hourglass. This is how you get the big booty. This is how you build that confidence and kind of, that sexiness that you're looking for as such, that shape. So it's like, put it this way, right? 5 pounds of fat is the size of, let's say, a melon. 5 pounds of muscle is the size of a grapefruit. Now, tell me which one is bigger. Let's say a melon was under your skin. Okay, it was like, so let's say it's in your stomach, and let's say a grapefruit was under the skin. What is bulging out more? What is making you actually look bulkier? Is it the melon or is it the grapefruit? So actually having more muscle mass is going to help you so much in terms of your body shape, your confidence, sculpting your body, toning your body. The benefits are literally endless. So it's like, okay, you're going to be stronger. You're going to have stronger tendons and joints for in 30 years' time. Maybe you've got kids. Maybe you'll have grandkids by that time. So you've also got that longevity point of view. That is when you look toned, tight, lean. That's when you are in shape. When you are feeling kind of soft, it's probably because you've got no muscle. Plus, it's going to boost metabolism massively. You're going to burn even up to triple the calories with the same amount of muscle as you had fat. So you're actually burning more calories through the day. That means you can eat more. That also means it's easier to keep weight off and to lose weight as well. So there are major, major benefits of having a little bit more muscle, and it's not going to make you any bigger than you was when you was maybe at your, highest body fat level. So you haven't got to stress about that whatsoever. There are also massive benefits from, like an insulin and blood glucose point of view. It's going to help balance that out. Strength training is going to help balance your hormones. There are so many benefits to strength training, and I can guarantee that it is not going to make you look bulky or massive. Trust me, I've been trying for 10 years. The main question I ask clients and what I ask myself is, do I want to do this for the rest of my life? So if you are currently on a diet, right, and it's been 12 weeks, you've not been out for one meal, you've not had one chocolate bar, you have not had any foods that you'd usually eat before the diet, and actually you're not having foods that you're going to eat after the diet finishes, then you may be losing weight now, but this is a recipe for disaster, because I've been there. I've actually done this. I've lost 4 stone myself, and every time when I lost 4 stone, I would gain 2 stone back, lose 2 stone, gain 2 stone, lose 2 stone, because I was far too restrictive, and I thought on a diet I had to be perfect. What I was actually doing was I was depriving myself of everything that I enjoyed. So when I finished that diet, everything that I loved and every bit of enjoyment of food would go back in, and I wouldn't be able to handle it. Whereas when I was actually having a diet that was the 80-20 rule, let's say, so 80% of the time it was whole foods, it was the good foods, it was the less ingredient foods that was going to hormonally, chemically react with me a lot better, which is all good. But 20% of them foods, I was actually having foods that I enjoy. I was eating out. I was having something sweet. So that had its place, because then when I come off a diet, life wasn't too much different. I just increased the volumes of them foods. And it was just my normal diet of how I'd eat every day. So you want to try and figure that out of, okay, I can't go to the default chicken and rice. Most people, when I see that I've had a binge, clients and stuff, I look at their log from previous, and the log for 5 or 6 days was absolutely perfect. And I'm like, that's almost too perfect. So you've been so perfect. Now it's so the total opposite of what perfect is. It's dreadful. Whereas I would have rather you been very good for a longer period of time. Just be good or very good for as long as you possibly can. And trust me, that will compound and accumulate, and you'll get the biggest wins from that. This is from my experience, guys. This is from my experience of coaching 1,500 people in my life, and also going through the journey myself, being on the restricted diets, gaining and losing weight every 6 months. It's not a healthy place to be. So let's put it this way, right? Let's say you have 2,000 calories, right? And you use, what people do is they'll be too restrictive. Actually, that 2,000, they'll try and eat 1,800. And within that 1,800, it's just chicken and rice twice. It's veg. It might be some eggs and sourdough in the morning, or just eggs and avocado, which is great. And then you'll have an apple, a banana. If you don't believe that it's going to be your diet for the rest of your life, you'll just increase the volumes when you're off a diet, then don't do it. What's the harm in throwing in a 200-calorie chocolate bar in there that's actually going to give you some peace of mind at the end of the day? It's going to, fulfill them cravings. You have it maybe last thing at night. You don't have it early on. You have it last thing. You go to bed after it. You watch a bit of telly while you're eating it. What actual harm is that doing? Because calories genuinely are the king when it comes to fat loss. Food quality matters, yes, but not all food quality matters. You can literally eat everything. You can fuck off, Keith. You can literally eat anything, but not everything. So do foods need to be 100% on the ball all the time? Whole foods, definitely not. Number 3 that I'm going to talk about is supplementation is not going to be the be all and end all of whether you get a result. Supplements can help in certain aspects, but most of them are just marketing bullshit for you to spend money. Okay, cool. So the first one that I would probably not advise that you need is BCAAs. So many people get BCAAs and, are obsessed with this, and they don't think they're going to get results if they don't have it. They're like, I've not had my BCAA. So it's like, you will still get results. You don't actually need BCAAs when you are on a high protein diet. BCAAs are just amino acids, yeah, which is like a 9 chain that's going to help you repair and rebuild your muscle. Protein filled foods literally have that exact same thing. Now, if you're having your protein target or anywhere near there, 20 grams give or take, it's doing the exact same job. You're just wasting your money. Number 2, pre-workout. Now, I'm not against pre-workout. Pre-workout obviously can help you have a good session if you are absolutely on the floor from an energy point of view. But my first thing would be fix the energy. You can fix the energy with certain food intake, caffeine timing, sleep, and you won't need pre-workout to help you perform. I've seen people not have pre-workout and then say, I'm going to have a crap session. If you end up reliant on pre-workout, what happens when it gets took out? So don't be reliant on pre-workout. People are also having pre-workout at like maybe 9 at night, 8 at night, when, they've had a tough day at work. Okay, that's all great. But how is that going to impact your sleep? Because the kind of lifespan for caffeine in your system is very long. It's like 7 to 9 hours. So that's going to have a major impact on your sleep. I would rather you sacrifice 20% of your performance to have better sleep so you actually do recover. There's no point in performing at 100% because muscle isn't built, in the gym. It's actually built in your sleep. So there's no point in training well to then sleep shit. So I would definitely reduce caffeine at a certain amount of time, but also don't rely on pre-workout. Think about quick digesting carbohydrates pre-session and post-session to, 1, give you the kind of glycogen that you need to train and also replenish your glycogen after training. Think, cereal is not a bad option. It's quite quick digestion. Even liquid carbohydrates can really help you perform. And it's not going to give you that kind of stimulus and that buzz and that and that overuse of caffeine just to get through a session. No. Creatine is actually a brilliant supplement. Creatine is one where it is scientifically backed to have benefits. The issue with me with creatine is, again, people end up with superstitions that if they've not had their creatine, that's why they didn't train well, or they're not going to build muscle if they didn't have their creatine. I've gone through periods of training when I have not took creatine once and still got an immaculate result. It is not the be all and end all. It is not the thing that is going to drive the results. You need to focus on nutrition. You need to focus on your quality of training, and you need to focus on your recovery as well. Me personally, I won't give clients creatine or any kind of supplements for maybe 4 or 5 weeks at a time, because what people do is they take it away from the habits that they need to focus on. They're like, oh, I'm doing my supplements, I'm smashing my supplements. Why is it not working? It's because you're eating shit. It's just because you are constantly overeating, whether it's at night, whether it's in the morning. You need to get your habits in place. You need to get your structure in place. If you're trying to suddenly all of a sudden trying to train, if you're trying to diet perfectly, if you're going shopping, if you're now prepping meals, supplementation is just another habit that you've got to remember to stick to every day. It's just another thing that you've got to worry about. It's another thing you've got to organize. Wait till you've got the main foundation in place before you add supplements in. Yes, they have health benefits. Yes, in an ideal world, you could add them straight in right now, but you need to get the kind of foundation sorted first. You need to get your food structure, your routine in place before then adding extras in, because it doesn't matter whether they are there or not. If you're not eating right, if you're not training right, if you're not moving, if you're not walking, you're not going to get a result regardless. Supplements that I do recommend, supplements can help you from, an inflammation point of view, from a hormonal point of view, from a performance point of view, and an energy point of view. Supplements that I think you must have. Obviously, the first one is probably protein powder. The second one, creatine, is going to help you with performance. I do suggest that you do get it. And there are other ones for information purposes as well and recovery purposes. Now, if you do want my full stack of supplements that I have on a day-to-day and that I give clients as a bit of a starter pack, just message me the word supplements on Instagram and I'll send it straight over. I've got that ready for you. The next myth that I want to bust is eating carbs at night make you fat. Now, eating carbs at any time of the day does not matter. It really doesn't. Overeating on your carbs or overeating on your calories is the thing that matters. It does not mean you are going to automatically gain fat. Now, people say that, okay, but you don't use the carbs, so you eat the carbs at night, you then actually don't utilize them, you don't use them carbs, so they have to be stored. They are stored in your glycogen stores. If you are in a calorie deficit, right, and you're putting carbohydrates in, there is no energy in the muscles, there is no, for normal bodily function. So all them carbohydrates are going to go into the stores, ready to actually use the next day. If there's an excess carbohydrate of what your body needs, that's when it gets stored. People say it spikes your insulin. Your insulin goes up and your blood glucose goes up whenever you eat carbohydrates at any point of the day. It's nothing to do with night. Just because your insulin goes up doesn't mean that that is going to automatically store fat in your body. That is not true, and it's a myth that, again, I'm going to debunk 100%. It's like, imagine you're stacking your fridge, right? You've got all your food. Now you're stacking your fridge back up with your new shopping. When there's a surplus, when the fridge is full and it can't literally fit any more in, the jars might have to go into the cupboard, and that will be like your body storing fat. It just goes elsewhere. It has to be held somewhere. So if you're in a calorie deficit, I can promise you're burning more energy than what you are ingesting. Trust me, every bit of food that you put in will be utilized for normal bodily function. You have not got to worry about that. You can also, it's not just bad foods and eating bad, quote unquote, bad carbohydrates at night, chocolate, sweets, any food. If you overeat on any food at night and it's over your maintenance calories, it's not over your deficit, it's over your maintenance calories, which could be, anywhere depending what gender, what age, what movement you're doing, that's when it gets stored as fat. Not just because you've ate at night, not just because insulin is spiked. That's not the thing that makes you gain fat. There are studies to show, evidence-based, that meal timing, carbohydrate timing, and going to sleep after just ingesting carbs does not make you gain fat, which I can show you. Actually eating carbs at night actually gives you serotonin, which actually will help you sleep and aid your recovery. And again, boost them glycogen stores for the next day to perform and to do what you need to do in the gym and to actually get results. So there's some myths that I've had to bust for you. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these in the future in 2025. So if you've got any topics that you want me to debunk and want me to prove wrong, give me a shout, message me debunk, and then give me your solutions, and then I will do a video on them, no problem.